This is Mermaid or side bend. There are endless amounts of variations of Mermaid. I am going to teach you 3 of my favorite variations, starting from beginner, moving to intermediate, and advanced levels. Let's begin to break down beginner. This is a beautiful exercise to help lengthen you laterally, stretching through the sides of your body, and increase your respiratory system. There's a lot of bending and rotating that can happen in the Mermaid stretch, and it's really expansive through our lungs to really get some deep breaths going here. So we're gonna start with our feet staggered and our knees bent. So we've sometimes this is called 90-90 position with our legs. So one leg swung back to the side, the other knee is bent 90 degrees in front. We're gonna start with our arms out to a nice strong T, and we wanna be able to lift the rib cage up and out of your hips so we're not collapsing here. The other thing is we're gonna be working on a lot of pelvic stability so that we're not rocking and moving our hips a lot. We want the movement to come from our side body. So as we begin to shift over and create length here, this is all coming from the trunk and not letting the hips move. You see the difference there? So create that hinge-like length. Now move the arms at a diagonal and lightly set the hand down. This is a lot of oblique strengthening as well. Push the hand into the mat and then exhale as you find the rotation here. And this feels so good across the mid-back. Then you're gonna inhale, open the arms back up. Now you're not pushing off your bottom hand. You're keeping that back hip long and anchored, and as you let go, you should feel your obliques kick on. Lengthen your spine as you lift your bicep up by your ear, lightly grab your back ankle, stretch for the sky as you reach over. So again, it's not a collapse here. Feel the length of the ribs lifting off of the hips. Back to that diagonal, find that hinge out, creating length in the trunk, and then add that nice rotational reach to it, opening back up to that diagonal. The obliques kick on, the pelvis stabilizes as you come back up to that T, and we meet back up bicep by ears. Now we're gonna move into intermediate, Mermaid. Coming back to more of a staggered leg position. So right away, I can already feel how this is taxing my hip mobility. So you want to get as stacked as you can, okay? I think like knees over knees, ankles over ankles. For me, that is just not possible. So I have to do a little stagger here. And that is going to allow me to grab hold of my top ankle and pull myself upright. So there I'm able to hold that nice long lifted spine. You might have to stagger a little bit more, but challenge that tuck as much as you can. Reach over, feel the lift a little bit more as you pull yourself into that long side body stretch. Now again, it's not a collapse. The bicep stays back behind the ear, so I can't even see my arm peripheral here. So there is quite a bit of shoulder mobility involved in this. As we open to that T, here's the taxing of the obliques. Palms are lifted. I've got a nice external shoulder rotation there. I'm gonna lightly lower now, this time all the way down to my elbow and forearm, lift out of my bottom rib and stretch open through my top rib, pushing the floor away so I'm not dropping into that shoulder. It's nice and long and extended here. It's all about the length. Now use those obliques. So not just pushing myself up off that bottom arm. I'm literally floating up. My top oblique is on fire there. Feels like it's going to cramp. As I return back up to the top, it's a breath in as we're lengthening. Exhale, those obliques kick on. Those stabilizers begin to fire as I slowly windmill the arms through center and inhale, reach over to the other side and bring it back up. Lightly lifting to the top, holding the spine long and tall. Now moving into advanced Mermaid, this is a lot more active. Those first 2 versions are a lot more length, okay? They feel good, they feel like a stretch. They really challenge our cardiovascular system in taking those full deep breaths. This is again a little bit more vigorous in the advanced variation. The hand's gonna go a little bit further away from the shoulder because as we lift off the hips now, we're coming more into a full side plank here in this variation. The shoulder will then be tracking over the wrist at the top. Top elbows drawn into your top hip crease. I like to feel like it's a little talk to the hand here. Now you're gonna begin to extend up into that full side reach over. Lift out of your top obliques, drive down with that bottom shoulder so you really feel that lift. Now when we come down, we pull the top shoulder back, tap the bottom hip down. It's not rest. You come right back up with a big breath in. Notice I'm trying to like rainbow my body as I reach and back down. So we would work 3 each side. Let's go ahead and do it real time. So I demonstrated on the right side. Now I'm gonna do the left side here in real time through beginner, intermediate, and advanced. So starting more with that open staggered leg position here in mermaid or side bend 1. Arms coming up nice and tall here. Big breath in. I'm gonna exhale, windmill the arms through, coming to that hinge first. Don't forget that, I almost did. Now tip to that diagonal, and then exhale, find the rotation, really pulling back. Make sure you're not collapsing. Inhale, opening back up. Exhale, lift, back tall. Inhale, reach over. Exhale, open, hinge away. Inhale, tip to the diagonal. And exhale, rotate. Inhale. Exhale, lift long. And inhale, stretch over. One more time. Exhale through the windmill and keep lengthening. Inhale, tip to the diagonal. And exhale, rotate. Inhale, open. Exhale, lift long and out of it. And inhale, stack up nice and tall to finish. Now let's stack those legs up a little bit more here. So bringing it as tight as you can. Arm comes up. Inhale, create length through the side. Exhale, windmill. Slowly lower to the forearm and elbow. Feel that side reach over. Lift out of the ribs and obliques. Lightly press yourself up. Use that top oblique. Inhale, bring it over. Exhale as you windmill through. Inhale to lengthen and reach. Exhale, feel like you're floating yourself up. Should feel like a little bit of a struggle to get back up to the top. One more time, keeping it moving, noticing how I'm not stopping. I'm exhaling and inhaling into that side bend. Nice and tall here. We're gonna move into the advanced variation. So staggering those legs here. Top foot is in front, bottom foot is behind, creating more stability. Pulling the arms up and in, finding that nice external shoulder rotation with the top hand. Big breath in. We're gonna reach up, stretch, gaze follows the hand, and then exhale, tap the hip back down. Inhale, big reach, and exhale, pull it in one more time. Now this is a little fun, a little hip lift at the top, really getting those obliques turned on and stabilizing that bottom shoulder. Up 3, up 2, up 1, and pull it back down. And you would go right on over to the other side with that advanced variation. Okay, same thing with beginner, intermediate, and advanced. Moving from one side right into the next side. That is mermaid or side bend.